And welcome into Half the Distance.
And welcome into Half the Distance Live, your favorite barroom style football show.
To a T.
Clearly, we're doing a Japanese overdub version of this one, but yeah. So this week we're voting for President Lindbergh.
Is that from The Fifth Element?
It is from The Fifth Element. That's right. Oh my God, man!
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That is a man who knows where Corbin Dallas learned to negotiate.
Yes.
Multipass?
The multipass. Yeah, so introductions around the horn. I'll be kicking us off. You can call me Scotty Stats. I'm sitting here with a guest. He's our resident Panthers fan. We got our friend Steven filling in for Matnathan Facnathan, who's currently still in Europe enjoying some Oktoberfest. We're fully jealous of that. The chair, Brian the Professor, over around the side. And then we got double producers that are doing twice as the amount of nothing, I guess. But hey, we got the up, Greg.
What's 2 million times 0?
It's still 0, baby.
Still?
And of course, we got Pepe Le producer, the great Skunk Hunter.
You're not a very good professor.
If you're new to us, we're here to have some drinks. You know, maybe a cigar or two, though not today. Whatever. You know, we give our uncensored take on football.
Also unsavory.
Yeah, that too. 'Cause, hey, you know what? If Joe Buck can be fucking trash, why can't we? Because,
Absolutely.
hey, fuck that guy.
Yep.
And also, put Erin Andrews in the booth.
Put her in
She's
the booth.
best.
She's awesome.
One of the things that we do around here is we distribute koozies. If your favorite team won, you get to use that for the rest of the game. If your team lost, you've got to use your least favorite team. Matt's not here, where he would be able to use a Bears koozie.
Yep.
But, oh well, sorry.
he's
It
not
gets
here. Oh, well.
zero
Yeah.
screen time. Sorry
No
about
screen
that.
time.
I'll take it as my worst one,
uh,
since they're the reason our team is in this hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the trades.
Yeah.
Brian-
we kind of fucked ourselves on that
Brian
one.
does hate the Cowboys and is a huge Broncos fan, so doubly nice would be the fact that the Broncos are a winner and Green Bay's a loser, and Matt's not here to enjoy it.
I like it.
Moral victories don't count, so I will not be using my Giants koozie. I'll be propping
Was
up
there
this
a moral victory?
bullshit. They played, you know.
I mean,
fine.
2015 of the boys. That's not
They
bad.
played fine. That's, you know, call that a moral victory. So, if you're watching us on YouTube, you know, we are also sitting here watching the Bills-Ravens game about to kick off. You might hear us chirp in a little bit with a good play. Probably going to be the Ravens doing, you know, awesome stuff over the Bills today.
Oh, yeah.
Just a guess.
100%, yeah.
Right, Eric? Yeah? Yeah.
We are going to win this game so easily.
Yeah, right.
I don't think Baltimore
Uh,
can keep
Better
up.
than last week?
Not
So-
on offense.
So we will kick it off talking about the games that happened this past week. But obviously, it is Sunday night, which means we're not going to be talking about good 2 Monday games. So don't expect to hear anything about Titans Dolphins or the Seahawks Lions. Which, to be honest, one of the two is probably going to be a decent game.
Both are going to be good.
Yeah, maybe.
Tyler Huntley
Hey,
is a good quarterback.
all right, so let's talk
Oh.
about the moral victory that is the Giants' loss. Thursday night, the Giants lost to Dallas 20-15. Dak Prescott, 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. What's going on over here? Oh, they're just shifting
They're
around.
playing musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
One of them wants a better
Yeah,
view.
I'm like,
of
yeah,
Double
I got
producers, double P's.
all right. We didn't talk about this in the pre-show notes. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. So, yeah, Dak Prescott
Damn, I
had a
missed the,
super efficient game.
Pre-show.
22 for 27. He went 220 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rico Dowdle, still the best running back on the team, but boy, he puts up like 50 yards a game, and no different this time. 11 carries for 46 yards. Zeke did 5 for 19. Whoop-de-doo.
He's been on the field way more every game.
Yeah.
It's just going up.
The receiving end, CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 98 and a touchdown. Jake Ferguson, 7 for 49. You know, listen, they didn't have to do a whole lot to take out the Giants. It did get a little spicy, and it got a little hopeful when Brandon Aubrey missed his 3rd field goal. But he continues to be, you know, such a dominant player for their team.
You got to be happy with Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. So
You gotta be.
right. That's the reason I say moral victory in the Giants is, you know, Daniel Jones throws for 280 yards. He did have an interception. He had 0 touchdowns. Okay, so now we have 26 yards on the ground. 24 of them were Devin Singletary. He carried the ball 14 times.
He had a bad game.
That math is bad.
Yep.
Let's be honest. I like what he's doing out there. But that you're going to need a lot more against Dallas on their defense for sure. However, on the receiving side, I talked about this last week. Malik Neighbors as the number 1 wide receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson as the number 2. It's making Robinson look better, and that carried through today or through Thursday. Malik Neighbors did 115 yards, Wan'Dale Robinson 71 yards, Darius Slayton 56. I'm happy with this.
If one of them would have been a tutty.
If you're wondering what I didn't say was any touchdowns at all, yeah, that's because all 15 points came from 5 field goals in the Giants. But hey, you put up 280 yards in the air. I'll take that as the moral victory for Daniel Jones, even in a loss to the rivals. But it's still a loss. Whatever. Move on.
2 injuries though from the Cowboys.
Yeah. Parsons was hauled
And
off.
DeMarcus is out for at least 4 weeks.
Yeah,
They said.
yeah. Those
That's
are
huge
rough.
for them.
Huge. Yep. Jacksonville Jaguars lost by a measly 4 points to the Houston Texans.
Way too close.
Way too close. And it was actually a really nice, steady back and forth of a game. To be honest, when you hear the stats, it seems like it was very one-sided. But Trevor Lawrence, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tank Bigsby ran for 90. Travis Etienne ran for 50. Yes, Eric.
What's up
Is
with
Trevor Lawrence starting to flirt with the bust conversation?
It's tricky. It's tricky to say, and I think
if he wasn't so damn cute?
I mean, just
Let's be honest.
he's got that
Let's
good
be
hair.
honest.
I'm
Let's be
jealous
honest.
of it. For
But
sure.
the last 10 games going back to last season, he has not had a good game
No,
in
he
about 10
has
games.
been bad.
Yeah, it's and like
But he's been paid.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
but like,
it just got paid
it's, like
big.
it's one thing if a quarterback's like, oh, I've had 2 or 3, 4 bad games. He has looked
Yeah.
not good for like 10, 11, 12 games.
Yeah. No, so yeah, on the receiving end, Brian Thomas Jr. nice game today, 86 yards and a touchdown. Christian Kirk 61 and a touchdown. Dr. Brenton Strange, 19 yards. I just thought it was fun to say. So out of the Houston side of it, C.J. Stroud 345 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty big game for him after not having a great couple of the past 2 games.
Last
So
week really shut
keeping
him
the ball
down.
right, exactly. But again, this is against the now 0-4 Jaguars.
Yeah,
Rushing game was fine, considering they're down Joe Mixon and Damian Pierce. But Cam Akers for 53 yards. J.J. Taylor had 18. They made Stephon Diggs with a 6-yard carry for a touchdown. Got to keep that man happy.
Yeah.
Receiving side, it's Nico Collins. He's the clear number 1 on the
yeah.
team. 151 yards and a touchdown.
I think he's gonna win Offensive Player of the Year.
He's on pace for it, I think.
Yeah,
There's a good
he's-
chance.
that's
Unless
real.
he gets
Yeah.
hurt, he's gonna be dominant.
Well, and also, like, Stephon Diggs putting up almost 70 yards today. Tank Dell was out.
Yeah, what?
Right, but and you got
Fantasy
47
managers
from
hate
Angabwale. Don't spell check me on that one.
Another
pretty good.
touchdown
Del
though.
Schultz,
Yeah,
34. With
to the
two
guy
running
in the
backs out,
tank.
you got your wide receiver 3 out. Listen, and Nico Collins still putting up 151. The Texans are going to be a scary team. They were off to a shakier start, but
They
it
gotta
seemed
play
like,
better,
Like
that,
they really have to.
yeah.
they looked great at the end of last season, minus the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then this season is
This was a lucky
Yeah.
win. They've had
Well,
shaky wins so far.
I was going to say, when you say lucky win, it sounds like it's all one-sided, but in reality, Texans was down.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
They were down
came
3
back,
points.
but they should not have been.
18 seconds for that
Yeah.
pass to Angambwale. Again, don't spell check me. Whatever. I don't know. So
We'll, like sound check you.
yeah, you got the point. Yeah. So it was
serious.
it was nice, some quality stuff out there, but man, you barely pulled it out over Jacksonville. The game that I definitely predicted wrong, and I think a few others in this room did too. The Bengals beat the Panthers 34-24. There was definitely a get-right game for the Bengals, but not dominant for a
No.
34-point game.
For 3.5 quarters, the Panthers did not roll over.
No.
Yeah.
Joe
I would say the
Burrow.
full game they played well.
Joe
Like,
Burrow
they
had
didn't roll over. They were
232.
just like 2 scores out of reach,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Bengals offense looked really good.
finally.
Like, really
Well,
good.
right. I
Finally,
mean, yeah.
yeah.
But,
Jamar Chase had a lucky touchdown
Right.
though. Like there should have been a wrapped up tackle. So,
Yeah.
but hopefully he keeps that and gets back to form for fantasy people. Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
he's been bad.
because he's been dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People took him in the first round.
Yep, I sure did.
Yep. Yeah, Joe Burrow, 232, 2 touchdowns and interception. Chase Brown, who? Got 80 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing.
He's on my fantasy team, baby.
my God.
I started him this
Oh,
week. I love
yeah.
him.
Listen, I would have said that Zach Moss was going to be the guy, right? No, Chase Brown, man.
Teams just go once you look that good in practice and
Yeah.
preseason.
Yeah.
They trust you until you like fumble.
Yep.
but We'll see.
Jamar Chase still out there playing great ball, 85 yards and a touchdown. T. Higgins, 60 yards. You know, 2 good receivers out there. On the
They got their player props.
on the Carolina side, Andy Dalton came back down to earth with a measly 220, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He's reminding us all that he is a good veteran player, and there's good people on the Carolina team. And I think that Bryce Young was underdeveloped and not ready to play.
I think if you double what Dalton's done in the last 2 games, he is already
He's
going to
really good.
outpace
Yeah.
Bryce Young for all of
Yeah.
last season.
Probably
Ju-
not all of last season because there was 17 games, but yeah, you're
not
pretty
far
close.
off.
But a breakout game for our rookie Xavier Leggett.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
So
like,
if anyone is on fantasy and
Oh.
he's on your waiver wire, pick him up because Thielen is out for at least a month. He's over the age of 30. It could be longer. That guy's going to be good. And he's also been getting like jet sweeps, which is 10 rushing yards. It's an
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
point in fantasy. I want it.
mm-hmm. Yep, no, on the rushing end,
Good recommend.
Chuba
Yeah.
Hubbard,
Yeah, he's
104
killing-
yards
this
and a
is the last
touchdown.
week. He's going to be on every waiver wire article this week.
Oh yeah, Miles Sanders only 32. It wasn't, it was all about.
He's
it was all
the
about
he's the
Chuba.
number 2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's,
Receiving, Deontay Johnson, 7 for 83 and a touchdown.
Should've
Xavier
had 2
Leggett, 6 for
touchdowns,
66 and a touchdown. Listen, Bengals played like the team we expected them to be this year. Carolina still looked good.
Yeah,
They still
yeah.
looked good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I picked him to win.
I
Yeah,
did too.
yeah.
I did too. Yeah, yeah. So,
I didn't think they would win just because the defense wasn't going to hold Burrow. We just don't. We have no pass rush, and he would just feel comfortable.
Right. And that's the
And-
only problem.
And
for the
that's just
Panthers.
good. That's just how good. That's just how good he is,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like that, I'm okay with that. I think a lot of people would be.
Can you look back at the note? Do you happen to have who picked who for the Tampa Bay and the Philadelphia Eagles game, Brian?
I sure do. Every
I
one
picked
of us
Tampa
picked the
Bay.
Buccaneers.
Everyone wants to pick the Buccaneers. Well, every one of us,
We're all smart.
we're all smart
we're all
because
smart.
they.
I wasn't here, but
they
I bet on
pistol
them,
whipped.
so I have
You had-
physical
you had real
record
stock,
for
yeah.
it.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
actually did.
I mean, just an absolute pistol whip. 33-16. Oh, we got a dog out
We
there.
got
Yikes!
mine.
That's your
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, I know. I hear that. Yeah.
Crazy dog.
Yeah, so we got Jalen Hurts. Just, I know Eric has been reminding us of this every single game, and he continues to be correct. Jalen Hurts not looking good at all.
Yep.
18 for 30, 158 yards, a touchdown. Sacked 6 times.
They were missing a lot of key parts though. I still think they win the NFC East, but I think they'll be fine.
Steve, I say a lot of things on the show that are just demonstrably false. One of the things that
There's no
I've
way
been
that can be
consistent on that are
demonstrably
kind of
false.
right is
It's
like
week 4.
I pick when the Eagles are going to. No, this goes back to last season. I'm just like the Eagles are going to lose this game, and I'm more often right than wrong. Just like the Eagles will shit the bed on this
Yeah.
somehow.
Saquon Barkley,
That was all rhetorical.
you
but
know,
okay.
better than
That was
last
They
year.
were missing
rhetorical.
wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and their starting left tackle. Those were all key pieces. I'm just
None
saying,
of that's
it's not
rhetorical. All that's factual. I'm just saying the Eagles will lose. It's not rhetorical when it happens.
All right, hold on. Pause. All right, hold on. Let's get through this, guys. We're not arguing here. All
what
right.
words mean.
All right. Saquon Barkley, he got 84 yards. Jalen Hurts decided to be selfish, and he got the lone rushing touchdown. Dallas Goedert, leading receiver, with 62 yards. Saquon Barkley got 32 yards. Grant Calcaterra got 26 yards. Paris Campbell got 17 yards. Womp womp, Susat. Baker Mayfield, though, looking like a stud out there again. 347 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bucky Irving with 49 yards and a touchdown
He's
on the
the
ground.
RB1 now.
Ooh, Rashad White with 49 yards also. Baker ran one in because, hey, if Saquon can, why can't he? And my boy Sean Tucker from Syracuse with another single carry. I'll take it.
One carry, really?
We had one carry last week also. I don't care. Mike
He had
Evans.
3 less than Baker Mayfield. Who I think kneeled it down technically.
Yeah, victory formation.
And
Oh, but
still
the
had
Cavs
more
are-
rushing yards than him.
Yeah, he had a victory formation rush.
Yeah, I think so. He lost yards, but
Yeah.
he's still outrushed your boy.
Yeah, Mike Evans,
that.
94 yards and a touchdown. We love Mike Evans' yards in this room because we want to see him get to that Jerry Rice tie. Come on, let's go.
He can do it. He can
Chris
do it.
Godwin got 69 yards. Kate Otten got 52. Everyone seemed to eat today.
Palmer
Including
with the
Sean Tucker got a
touchdown.
catch for 14 yards. Woohoo! Moving on. Moving on to a game that was god awful to watch, but we have to talk about it because it's the Broncos and the Jets. I mean, if you were thinking to yourself, what's going to be the worst game to watch this week? Two teams with great defenses and potentially bad offenses, and that's exactly what we saw today. The Broncos won 10-9. This was last second stuff where Broncos missed a 50-yard field goal wide left. Then with, no time left really, Greg Zuerlein goes up there, 50-yarder, wide right. Broncos were able to kneel it down for the 1-point win. Bo Nix threw for a whopping 60 yards, but he got his first touchdown
First passing
pass.
touchdown.
60
He
yards
got
in
the
the
ball.
air.
He got the ball back, by the way.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Sure that
Because
happened.
Courtland Sutton gave it right back to him. Yeah,
Good.
I
it was a smart
always
move.
love when
liked
that
it.
happens.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, the team was well aware of what that ball meant to Bo Nix.
Yeah. When
Kamala. Sorry.
when the team gets 126 rushing yards and that doubles the amount of yards in the air, that's a wild stat. But yeah, Javonte Williams got 17 yards. Julian McLaughlin got 46.
Just for stats.
Courtland Sutton got the lone receiving touchdown. He got 60 yards, along with Michael Burton with 3 yards and Javonte Williams for 3 yards. If you're wondering how 60 yards plus 3 yards plus 3 yards equals 60 yards of in-the-air offense, yeah, it was that kind of game because a couple guys had negative, but just god-awful.
Ugly. And they kept, even the broadcasters like, oh, the rain. It was like, it was raining, but it wasn't like,
Yeah.
we've seen way worse rain
The rain
games.
also stopped.
Yeah.
The rain also stopped, but...
I've been to MetLife, though, and it's really slippery as a field. Like,
What do you mean?
The tarp is gross as hell.
Oh.
It's like, it doesn't drain well.
Oh.
I just think it's the
Weird
shittiest
insider
stadium I've ever been
information,
to.
yeah, but it's like, so I'm assuming the whole second half was still really gross. Every time they put the ball in
was
the
just
Yeah,
sitting
it
there,
was. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, 225, no touchdowns. Rushing, Braylon Allen and Aaron Rodgers. Breece Hall carried the ball 10 times for 4 yards. What's happening?
A lot of that was, like you said when you started that bit, defense on both sides.
My God, yeah.
They were clamped down.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
they knew passing wasn't really an option.
Yeah,
so.
they only had like one safety.
Yep.
He was basically playing linebacker
Yeah.
position most
Yep.
of the game.
And on the receiving end, though, Mike Williams, 67 yards. Alan Lazard, 58 yards. Welcome to 2018. Garrett Wilson, 41. Tyler Conklin, 17. I think that Wilson and Conklin, should have been the guys getting the ball out there. But hey, Aaron Rodgers likes the old hats out there. And you lost. Sucks
Also-
to be you.
Steve, side note, weather aside, he was telling us, on a nice day, MetLife is still just not a nice stadium.
Oh, no,
I
yeah,
hate
yeah.
that stadium.
Turf
Yeah.
sucks anyway,
Yeah,
for sure.
okay.
But I just know it's bad draining wise.
Gotcha.
I don't even think they have a good draining system at all.
Because
But-
they
so
built it on
they
a
always
former
have games like that.
sewage plant. Literally.
There's dead bodies under there
Yeah.
from the old school Italian elms.
Yep. All right, Steelers and Colts. Score-wise, this was a better game than I was expecting it to be, but there's a major reason for that. Justin Fields still looking nice out there. 312 yards. He got a
Yeah.
touchdown. He threw a touchdown. He also he was the leading rusher for 55 yards and had 2
Now,
touchdowns.
Matt's not here to correct us, but I believe he is now the only Bears quarterback with 2 300-yard games in one season.
Yeah, there we go.
I could be wrong, but it feels right.
Okay. Cordell Patterson had 43 yards on the ground. Najee Harris continues to not really show up.
Yeah.
The rookie
13
Bears-
carries for 19 yards, man. he's a wrecking ball, but he wasn't going anywhere through that Colts line. George Pickens, good game for him, 113 yards. Freiermuth, 57 yards at a TD. Najee Harris did catch the ball, 54 yards. On the Indianapolis side of things, yes, they did win 27-24, but that was pretty much without Anthony Richardson, who in 4 plays went to the sideline twice, one with a hip injury, one with a head injury. When he finally went out of the game, that's when Joe Flacco was wheeled down to ringside. Paul Haney did some magic. Joe Flacco sat up like the Undertaker in his coffin, right? Went and choke slammed everyone out there. Nothing that special. A nice, easy 168 yards, 2 touchdown passes.
Slid right in and did what needed to be
Jonathan
done.
Taylor ran the ball, 88 yards and a touchdown. Pittman was the leading receiver with 113 yards, but Josh Downs, 82 yards and a touchdown.
Taylor hurt his ankle too, I think, at the end of the game.
Yeah, yes, he did hurt his. Yeah. But and listen, the Steelers, their defense was doing great stuff, but not great enough today to beat the Colts, which is a bit of a surprise. Although, let's see what Joe Flacco can do with this squad, because Anthony Richardson was not stepping up the way we wanted him to this season.
Nope.
A little Joe Flacco out there might get some spirits back up, might get the team playing better. Hopefully, Richardson can maybe let him sit out a game. I don't know that it was how bad of a concussion it was, or if it's just a head injury, whatever the difference is. But
Or maybe if he doesn't have a concussion, let him sit out.
maybe
No way.
Anthony
No
Richardson
way.
is not good this season. dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
No, but you
Flacco's
can't
good
you
for a
can't
solid
give up
3
as like
games.
your future franchise player that looked great last season
yeah.
that quickly.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not like Bryce Young. He hasn't.
Right.
He's had really good games.
He's shown promise. Yeah.
If he's
yeah.
hurt, obviously you let him sit. But there's no way you're like, let's go to Joe Flacco for
Well,
longevity.
Joe Flacco got the Browns to the playoffs last year, and Deshaun's not even sniffing that. So,
Those
Like-
are weird-
of
those are
all the
weird
things he's not sniffing.
Those are weird
It's that.
comparisons.
but you know what I mean. Like,
I don't actually on that part.
no. So Joe
Like Joe
Flacco's
Flacco played well last year for sure, but
Yeah.
for the Colts franchise, they're not going to be like, let's go to this
Yeah,
42-year-old
Richardson is
man when this
clearly
guy.
their
Like,
no,
quarterback.
you're right. But
Yeah.
I just if
like you gotta hope he's just gets better.
Yeah.
Figures it
yeah,
out.
okay, yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like you can't sit him yet.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, that was I agree.
If
with
he's
you.
hurt though, for sure.
if he's hurt, sure, but you can't just shake his confidence. I agree with you.
Joe Flacco's a great backup though.
Arguably the best game of the day. Minnesota Vikings 31, Green Bay Packers 29.
Who'd you guys pick for that game last week?
There's
Because I feel like a lot of people were like, "This is when the Vikings are." gonna
Everyone
look
but
bad.
Eric picked the Vikings.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
See?
But if
all
you're
good takes.
if you were watching that game, like that fourth quarter, he's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck yeah,
That
they picked
was
the
very-
Packers," you
Yeah.
know. And I was like, "Fuck, they're fucking storming back, Jesus," you know.
So-
Just ran out of
punt
time.
was crazy,
you
though.
know?
I
Yeah.
can't get over that. That's one of those unlucky plays that you like. How the hell
You
did
can't
that
plan
happen?
for that
Yeah,
either.
like that
Yeah.
was so
Yeah.
funny. The sun directly
Fun
in
to shit
his
to watch.
eyes.
Like when you don't give a shit about either team, it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, no, but the Vikings look awesome.
Yeah, no, Sam Darnold just
And good
man
for
oh
them
man.
too, considering that old
Oh,
boy
yeah.
went down out of the draft and just like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
it. Guess what? We're 4-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
No.
Sam Darnold
And
yeah.
Kirk left too. Like
Yeah,
they technically lost
Such
their
weird
quarterback.
shifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam Darnold
Ooh,
275,
tackle.
3 touchdowns and an
Oh,
interception. Aaron Jones 93
Yeah,
yards. That was a
yeah.
good
Came back
game for him.
strong, yeah.
Absolutely. Jordan Addison snuck one in for 7 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson 85 yards and a TD. Jordan Addison 72 and a TD. Aaron Jones got some yards, and scribbled down the list. We go down to Josh Oliver, 10 yards and a touchdown. Good for him. Jordan Love put up huge yards today, but
No, he couldn't hit a 400 though.
389. He had 4 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions.
Christian Watson though, big injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And that one sucks. If you-
Fantasy rep.
Yeah.
yeah.
Josh Jacobs,
Oh,
51 yards. He was, only one did anything really on the rushing end of it. Receiving side, Jaden Reed, 139 for 1 touchdown.
Coming off a
Great
2-3
catch.
week
That
injury,
touchdown was a
too.
great
My
catch.
God, right. Devontae Wicks had 78 and 2 touchdowns. Tucker Kraft had 53 and a TD.
Vikings are just good, man.
I mean, the fact that Braden
That's a
Narvison,
flag.
the kicker, missed 2 of them.
Yeah.
That lost him the game. But then again, like the motivation of a fourth a fourth quarter, like 22-point fourth quarter.
Right, right.
One of them was like a 96-yard drive, which cut the margin to 2 points there to the final, 31-29. Like, just what a comeback of, in general. But man, Minnesota with Sam Darnold behind the wheel, right? My God.
He's plus 1,200 to be the MVP right now, but he's
Sure.
fourth. That's the fourth highest odds. That's crazy.
Yeah.
If you told me that 3 years ago, we'd be laughing at
Oh,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Panther version, Jets version, all versions, we'd be like, there's no way. Like, is COVID happening?
Okay, how much?
And all the teams are dead?
How much, as a Panthers fan, do you want him back?
I mean, like, I think it just
For like
shows,
6 games.
I think it just shows there's an organization failure.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what it
like
shows,
there
yeah.
just has been to top
Yeah.
to down. Maybe
Like,
now the
everything
new
comes out of the
coach and
Jets.
GM can be
Favorite-
better.
yeah.
Like, but that's a different game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Sam Darnold literally could win the MVP right now.
So this one I'm going to run through really fast because Matt's not here, so we can do the shortest segment ever about a Bears win. Bears beat the Rams 24-18. Matt Stafford 224, 1 interception. Kyron Williams ran for 94 yards and a touchdown. Tutu Atwell had 82 yards. Jordan Whittington had 62 yards. That's it. The Bears side, Caleb Williams 157 for a touchdown. DeAndre Swift 93 yards and a touchdown. We're looking nice. Roshan Johnson 26 and powered in for a touchdown. DeAndre
his
Swift
first of the year, I
72
think,
yards
right?
receiving.
Yep.
Cole Kmet 34. DJ Moore only had 22 yards, but he caught a touchdown. Roma Dunze 1 target for 10 yards.
Yeah, what the hell?
But
are
if
they
you
doing
didn't
with
if
him,
you
man?
didn't need him today to win, good on you. But good on the Bears. Moving on.
Done. Next.
Next.
Falcon Saints.
Falcons Saints. My God,
What an
Falcons
awesome
Saints.
game.
Jeez. Yeah, so the Falcons win 26-24. Derek Carr 239 yards, no touchdowns and interception. Alvin Kamara ran for 77 and a TD. Taysom Hill 24 yards and 2 touchdowns before he left with an injury. Marie aggravating the thing that kept him out last week. I forgot what it was. I'm sure I wrote it down somewhere. And then also, on the Falcons side, you're going to
So
hear
very
a whole
early.
lot of non-offensive points because Kirk Cousins 238 yards, 1 interception. Tyler Algier ran for 60.
I can hear.
Bijan ran for 28. No TDs. Drake London 64. Darnell Moody 56. Yeah, no TDs on that end.
Yep.
One
So-
of the worst things, though, Kyle Pitts, 0 catch.
Nothing.
Well, trust me.
Nothing.
And
He should be arrested for war crimes.
Steve, we've been saying this for 3 years.
we have been saying this
about
for
how-
years.
But it's now like the third coach.
Well, we've
What's
been
happening?
talking about it for
I know.
What does
3
Kyle
years.
Pitts do to
We've
these
all been
coaches'
very
wives?
mad about
Like
Kyle Pitts.
immediately, he meets them and like hits on them or something.
Yeah.
Like what is happening?
Yeah, so Atlanta, how did they score all their points? Well, Young Hui Koo
Yeah. Young
Uh,
Yep.
had 4 field goals, including a 58-yarder to win the game. But also there were 2 defensive TDs. Troy Anderson had a pick 6. That he ran for 47 yards on the sideline, which you love seeing a defender just huffing it down the sidelines. And also, Kadarrell Hodge recovered the ball in the end zone after a muff
say it
punt.
again. Say it again. Kadarrell?
Is that not how you pronounce it?
Kadarrell?
I don't. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
was ready to see what you said. I
I
don't
don't
think it's Kadarrell.
I mean, yep, that's what I said.
I'm pretty sure it's got a Kaha or something in there, right?
Yeah, sure, right. Yeah.
Not a hockey.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, Washington Commanders just a rolling. I wasn't ready for a
Jesus.
42-14 win over the Cardinals. I really was expecting the Cardinals to do a whole lot better.
Jesus.
But Jaden Daniels still looking and playing really nice.
Looking
230
better than
yards.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's the offensive rookie of the year.
Oh, totally.
Far
Oh, yeah.
and away right
Oh,
now, yeah.
233 yards, touchdown, interception. Bijan ran for 101 and a TD. Jeremy McNichols, 68 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels ran for 47 and a touchdown. Whew. In the air, Olamide Zacchaeus, I don't know, 85 yards. Terry McLaren, 52 and a touchdown. On the Arizona side, Kyler Murray, piddly 142 yards and a touchdown.
And only 3 rushing yards.
Yeah, James
What the
Conner,
hell?
104 and 1
Rushmore.
touchdown.
Please.
Trey Benson had 50.
Please.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, 3.
Yeah, he's usually the
Yeah.
second leading rusher on that team.
Yeah. Like,
Hey.
usually he's got like 5 points for you fantasy-wise.
And also, like, Marvin Harrison Jr. looking like a fucking mortal this
I'm
week.
right,
Yeah,
40,
yeah,
you know, 45 yards and a TD, and yeah.
He's
I think
Four
Dan Quinn, though,
games.
is really good, though, and probably had him double covered.
I think that, well, that's,
If
I
we
mean,
look at film, like, there's probably, like, someone
Yeah,
over him
could-
the whole time.
Because they know he's the one.
Could I
Yeah.
ask you an honest question? If I
I
could
would hope
say
you don't lie to us.
Dan Quinn could
Yeah.
be the coach of the Panthers, would you take that? If
I
over
don't
Dave
know,
Canales?
man. I've never thought of that.
Okay.
I don't think of these alternate realities. I'm stuck with Dave Canales.
That's what I'm
Who had
saying.
to apologize to his wife for watching porn too much, man. Like, I know things suck. Why do you keep telling me that?
That wasn't even his thing, sir. I'm just saying, would you take him as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like.
That's not me taking pot
He's
shots
a-
at the
he's a-
Panthers.
But he's a good coach.
Yeah.
I don't think.
He's
you know,
defensive minded. Like, I think
Yeah,
you would
I
like
think,
him, maybe.
I think we've already said, like, he's definitely making that defense way better than they were last
Wait,
year.
Yeah.
Eric, can you
Just
make
by
this happen?
scheming.
I can make some calls.
I know you signed this contract for the Commanders.
But yeah, the commies coming out fucking strong today.
I was going to say, to
And
me,
I thought today we'd be like, okay, the cards they're going to start trending the way that I think
Yep,
they should be.
yep.
Fucking nope, not today.
I mean, they have a good offense. I think everyone thought they'd score like close to two touchdowns a game. Get in there most of the time. But it's like we all thought their defense would just give up too many points.
But not 42.
I know, right?
No,
yeah.
I mean, he won the Heisman. Oh my
Oh,
God, he's gone.
God.
Yep.
Oh.
Tractor Cito.
That's his whole rushing prop in one
Tractor
bet.
Cito.
One bet.
Yeah.
Everyone who bet on
Yeah.
him tonight
Yeah.
just
Ooh.
got cash.
Eric Henry.
And
yeah,
the touchdown.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
It's just extending my fantasy football.
Oh.
league.
All right, let's move on to another. Obviously, the Patriots lost to San Francisco, 13-30. No kidding. Jacoby Brissett didn't die when he threw for 168 yards, a touchdown to interception, and sacked 6 times. Ramondre Stevenson, where are you with 43 yards and no? Yeah.
The defense on San Fran is
I
really
know
good.
it. I know it. Top receiver yards was Antonio Gibson for 67. Jalen Polk had 30. Austin Hooper got the lone receiving touchdown on his 13 yards total. San Francisco side, Brock Purdy, 285 yards, TD,
Good game
interception. Jordan Mason continues to be just a workhorse out there. 123 yards and a touchdown. And then
Christian McCaffrey who?
Debo, 14 yards. Juwan Jennings, same thing. Just looking like the workhorse out there, 88 yards. Debo received for 58. Brandon Ayuk, 48. Kittle, 45 and a TD. Jordan Mason,
A great
Juszczyk got involved.
That touchdown catch was awesome.
Yeah. Fred Warner got a
Kittle one?
pick
Yeah.
6 too. By the
There
way,
was 3
Triple
defenders
coverage?
over on him, and he
Oh.
somehow got it. It's if you haven't
It's
seen
insane.
it,
It's
go
so
watch
good.
it. It's
Yep.
probably the play of
Yep.
the week.
It's
to be
so
honest,
good.
But before the show, we were talking about like.
Oh yeah, the running backs last year.
Yeah, just the riches that San Francisco has. It's like, oh, you lost the best running back in the game? Okay, well, last year it was like, yeah, but your backup is Elijah Mitchell, and you have Debo,
Yeah.
and you have Ayuk, and you have Kittle. Like, oh, isn't that nice? And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, well, Debo is
is
back,
what
but
it-
he was out. Like, oh, Juwan Jennings can step
Yeah.
up.
It's
Like,
like-
and
it's
Jordan
like the-
Mason.
It's like the Patriots 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's what a good organization does. They draft.
That's a good
They draft
analogy.
really, really well. They have good depth. They sign people to good contracts, like at a good time, where
Yeah.
somehow, like Trent Williams,
Mhm.
that was so like unspoken thing, but that guy is just plays great for them. Is a huge part of what they do. I mean, he's
But-
half the reason Justin Mason.
You
is
think
someone we're
about the
talking
number
about.
of running backs the Pats had during that dynasty run. Fucking 30?
Yeah.
It didn't fucking matter. You could just plug anybody in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, it's just so what happens when you have a good GM, good coach. You build around just everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and if your fucking line is solid and you had a decent running back, they can make shit happen.
Yeah. So on a game that was actually also kind of boring to watch, the Raiders beat the Browns 20-16. Deshaun Watson threw for 176, touchdown, interception. Continues to look like dog shit, as you are as a person.
Yes, Steve, yes. Welcome.
Yeah.
They're now 1-2 or 1-3 with
1 and
their only
3.
win against the 0-4 Jags.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, Deshaun Watson.
That's
Let's
right.
see
Yes,
Jameis
Steve,
Winston.
fuck yes.
Jameis Winston
right.
time,
Yes.
baby.
Jerome Ford,
He's awesome.
58 yards. He just couldn't get him going at all today. Jerry Jeudy, 72 yards. Murray Cooper, 35. You know, just they had nothing going on over there except for Ryan McLeod did have a fumble recovery for a touchdown, which, good for you, bud.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That is the only game I did not see a single clip of all day long.
Yeah,
Not
well,
a single
because
clip.
on the other side, Gardner Minshew threw 14 for 24 and 130 yards total.
Why
You know
are
what I
they
mean?
still starting
No
him?
touchdown
Wow.
passes.
They should trade for Bryce Young.
So on the rushing
Seriously,
side,
or trade for another rookie quarterback or something.
on the rushing side, Alexander Madison, 60 yards. Zamir White, 50 yards. DJ Turner, 18 yards and a TD. Trey Tucker, in his one run, got 3 yards. Receiving, Jacoby Meyer, 49. No one did anything because, obviously. It would be nice to see Brock Bowers, get involved a little bit more. But the Browns' defense is
This
good,
was his
too.
first bad game, though.
The Browns, I was gonna say the Browns'
Well,
defense
they've
is
been
good,
Averaging like
absolutely.
5
but-
catches a game so
Yeah,
far this
They,
year.
Yeah.
He's been great.
It's a home game.
Nick Chubb, though, should be start practicing this week.
Yeah,
As a side note for the Browns.
It's tricky because I'll cheer for the Browns all day just because they're the bad luck and the streak that like all those things. Except I don't want to cheer for the quarterback. It's such a
No, but
But you can root for the fan
fantasy
base.
implications.
You're just
Yeah,
like,
people.
we've
Yeah.
sucked
Ford-
at dog shit for
Ford,
25
you can
years.
trade him.
right. Listen. Two things can be true.
Chubb,
They're
you
not
can
mutually
take
exclusive.
Rice.
I can want the Browns to succeed, and I can want Deshaun Watson to not succeed.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right. Chiefs barely did anything today.
Chargers
Same as the Chargers.
defense looked really good.
Yeah, 17-10. Chiefs did beat the Chargers. Mahomes 245, a TD and an interception. He continues his streak of the most interceptions in his career
Yeah.
through 4 games. Man. Rushing Kareem Hunt back from the dead.
So
69 yards.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah,
that the fake news media won't cover? In their last 12 games, Patrick Mahomes has twice as many interceptions as Josh Allen, but that is a narrative that will never get covered.
Yep, I think you're right.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you with Josh Allen's dick in your mouth.
But you know what I mean. Like, people love to harp on Josh Allen's turnovers. Patrick Mahomes has had twice as many turnovers as him in his last 12 games, and that is swept under the rug because that is the NFL's darling.
Well,
and we would never say
So,
anything bad.
so
about
I'll say
Patrick
this:
Mahomes.
how they're sweeping it under the rug. The narrative has been Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's not stepping up. Travis Kelce's the problem. He was unprepared. He was partying. He's got his girlfriend. He's traveling the world.
He's got a
it's
girlfriend?
It's all blamed on him. No, she's this up and coming pop star.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I was trying to hit him out.
I know. But like, so
like
you're
his
right. Like that's
But no,
the
like, there's
narrative.
no
and that-
objective
I
way.
like his
There's no
mustache
objective
a
way
lot.
for me to say that to you.
Come
but
on, I love it. He actually
in the
said-
last, basically 3/4 of the season, Mahomes has had more turnovers than Josh Allen, but that would not ever get mentioned.
Yeah.
I would say
Okay.
the only reason it's not a bigger narrative is because Mahomes is sitting on so many Super Bowls.
Sure.
That ESPN is yeah, he throws picks,
Yeah.
but then he wins at the end of the game.
Well,
It's
yeah, like today's game,
Josh
it's
Allen
garbage.
still has that bad shroud of
No, he
not
can't-
winning playoff
He
games.
has not beat Mahomes in the big game.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
correct.
Or some
You're
other
100%
teams
correct.
too, though. Is
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
that's what I think in football people carry that more weight for that
Yeah.
because it's sometimes picks in football is
Than
a
the
guy
actual stats.
slapping the ball and it fucking poking up
Yep.
too. I definitely think Josh Allen is playing way better than Mahomes this year,
He is.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And
Yeah,
I think
stats and everything,
right
yeah.
now, we'll see the AFC Championship in Buffalo, but the narrative will always be Mahomes is
Yeah.
awesome
Yeah.
because
And he's coming off.
already
And he's
just
coming
doing
off
it.
of back-to-back
Yeah.
rings, and he already has
Yeah,
3.
he's
No,
going
you're
for
totally
a
right.
three-peat.
You're totally
it
right.
carries too much baggage. It's too cool.
But if you want to get Nick
If
right
they were
off,
0 for 4, they would be harping on it for sure.
Oh
though.
yeah.
But the
they're undefeated,
wins keep happening.
you still win.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, give us some losses, and ESPN will start shitting on them more.
All right, let's crush through this, guys. Yeah, so on the rushing side for Chiefs, Kareem Hunt, which is a recent re-signing, 69 yards. Samaje Perine, 14 yards and a TD. You don't expect to hear yourself talk about those names very often, but without Pacheco, you know. Receiving
the
side.
coolest running back name in football, Carson Steele.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. He did. He did have
early fumble.
He did
too.
have 6.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be in the doghouse right away.
Receiving side, this was definitely a lot better game than Kelsey's been having, but there's also a really good reason. But
Kind of carried by 2 chunk plays though at the last
Yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
He had
yeah.
2 20-yard
Yeah,
catches.
Yeah.
It was really.
but 89 yards, He had his.
Obviously that
he had
counts,
a
but
38
I'm
and
just saying, like-
he had an almost 40 and then a 20.
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy had 73 and a TD. Noah Gray 40.
It's so funny.
It's not a real like flame.
Oh yeah. But obviously,
brain.
the receiving core is hurting right now for Kansas City. So, but hey, you're 4-0.
Who do they trade for? Who's doing
Yeah.
bad on another
Yeah.
team?
Oh, that's
They
a good
do that
question,
every
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year
all right.
It was who was that guy? He did bad in the
Yes,
playoffs.
yes,
but,
yes.
He was good in there 2 years ago for the Super Bowl. Then they let him sign for someone else, and he known for
Yep,
We'll
yep.
think about
Yeah,
it
it'll
some
be
other
okay.
All right,
time.
Like
and
he was
the,
a fucking Pro Bowler 2 years ago. Yep.
Yep.
I blank out on his name now. Yep. They do. They keep doing that. Yep.
On the Chargers side, Justin Herbert, just another rough game for him on his rough start this season. 179 yards and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins ran for a whopping 32. Gus Edwards 19. Again, these are the Baltimore castoffs for rushing right now. Like they're not putting up the yards they need to. However,
Jesus, it
Ladidi
is.
Mikanonki
Never
is
thought
still
about that.
the top receiver, 67 yards and a TD. It was not a whole lot going on this game. It wasn't a very fun one. 3 years ago, Chiefs Chargers would have been a burner, but man, it's just
I
boy,
think
this was
the Chargers
rough.
offense really missed Sam Alt today.
oh
Yeah.
He didn't
yeah.
play today, and I think that's a big reason because J.K.
Yeah.
Dobbins just had a fucking great game
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. I think they clearly love to run the ball, but
All right, yeah.
without that guy there, they were
All right.
screwed.
Before we jump into our any of our midway point segments, is there anything else we want to talk about for today's games?
Did we already talk about the Rams?
We did not
Bring it up.
Are you going to do the score first?
for the Rams.
Yeah.
No.
Could you do the score first, and then could I tell you a story about the
No.
Rams?
Could
or do
I-
you want to tell the story first?
Yeah,
We already
but
did the
It-
score though.
Is it okay? Don't hear what I'm not saying, but is it against the Bears?
Did he already talk about the
Yes,
the
yeah,
Rams?
the Rams and the Bears.
Play the
Yeah.
I
Bears.
told you before the show when he talked about the Rams.
Yeah,
Let me
I
know
thought
because
you
I gotta tell
wanted
you
to
about
do the
something.
story.
I literally- like-
I thought you said
We
like
literally said we're going to run through this super fast because
Okay.
we don't want Matt to talk about the Bears.
So we
and
are
we said,
done talking about the Bears Rams game.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this
yeah.
is this is a different Rams
different than
story.
the game, though, right?
Steve, this is the professionalism that's used to.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought Scott was going to cue me. He didn't. Okay, so
Thanks,
you guys
producer.
will probably remember this. I told Brian this. Greg, you might not.
Don't
So
put
in
this
two-
shit on me.
No, in 2014, there was a defensive end from the University of Missouri named
Michael Sam.
Yes. And he was
Wait,
going to-
really?
You
I
just
literally
saved
was
this whole
guessing.
story. You just saved this whole
I was
story.
guessing.
You know it.
That's amazing.
Steve. Okay, so he was going to be coming out in the draft as the
I was
first
just guessing.
openly gay player.
I remember.
Right. Okay, so this is a decade ago, and I was listening to an interview with a sports reporter who was in the Rams war room once again back in St. Louis.
During the draft. Yeah.
And so it's just a room full of middle-aged football guy, front office people, coaches, staff, and they're like, we're going to take this guy in the 7th round.
Yeah, the war room.
Who's thank you, Steve. Who's the first openly gay player. And so they draft him. And as you guys know, most people who know they are going to be drafted prior to them getting drafted have a draft party, right? So the St. Louis Rams at the time draft Michael Sam, and it cuts. Michael Sam is dating a white guy at the time. I don't know if they're still together. Doesn't matter. And it cuts to the draft
I
party.
hope
Oh,
so.
it matters
I
to
hope
Michael
so.
Sam.
The draft party was at a bar called the Toolbox.
Well, hold on, just listen. It cuts to the draft party, and it's at Michael Sam's establishment of choosing, and he is there with his boyfriend, and Michael Sam gets drafted, and they kiss, and then his boyfriend does like a cake smash on his face, and next thing you know, they're kissing aggressively and like licking frosting off of each other, and it's going sideways, and the sports reporter is like, I'm in the war room for the Rams, and it's all these middle-aged football guys just like watching this unfold and
Fanning themselves like
There's
they're
a
a bunch
lot
of
of-
Georgia ladies on a porch.
Hold on,
F
Steve.
word.
Hold on, Scott. They're watching this unfold in real time, and they're just like, we knew we drafted a gay player, but this is not what we were expecting. Like, they're licking frosting off each other's fingers. And the journalist goes, finally, a African-American position coach, like, pipes up and goes, usually you have to be in the league for at least a few years before you start getting the white bitches. And the journalist was just like, we were crying laughing at the way that this guy broke the tension.
Oh.
And I just thought it was
Oh.
so great. I told Brian about it on Wednesday, and I was like, I gotta tell Scott
Oh, that's
during the
perfect.
show.
Oh, that's
Then I
perfect.
watched it like, oh, I love it. I love it because it's like, This is a first.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a first. Like,
Right.
This is also not typical NFL things. Not because he's
Yeah.
gay, because the
Yeah.
celebration, the way it was happening.
Yeah.
And to someone make a comment that wasn't about gay people at all.
Yeah, no, the
It's
reporter
just
was
about
like,
smashing
none of it was
white bitches.
homophobic,
Like,
but
oh
it was
my
just like,
God, it's fucking great.
it's like normally you don't
know?
get the white bitches out of the gates.
Like,
Oh my
you just
God.
made, like, the gayest, manliest fucking comment
That is
possible.
so good.
You know?
So good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, that's what I was to say about the Rams.
yes. There we go. That's enough for this week. Even though there's a game on right now and 2 more on Monday, we half-ass everything around here. Whole ass nothing. All right.
Watch
so,
it yourselves.
Yeah. All right. Well, we get into our past midway at this point. Break. I'm gonna pour myself a little beverage here.
As you should.
Pour myself a little of this Pursuit United. It's a bourbon made by some of the top podcasters out there. It's quite good. Quite good. Now, Bourbon Pursuit and Pursuit United, they are not sponsors.
Shout out Jake Paul. He had his
But they
baby
could be.
yesterday.
Everyone's getting in on this.
It's
Jeez,
a good
look at
one.
this.
I only want
It's a
more
good one.
ice. Can I please have real ice?
None of that was gold.
Somebody does
Why
like
are you
whiskey
doing
now.
this to me?
All right.
That was
So now let's get into the NFL. It was things happen outside the world of football, and we're here to talk about whatever I find somewhat interesting. Let's jump into the old NBA. We're going to talk about one Derrick Rose, who is retiring after 16 years.
one of the goats till he tore
Fuck, is
3
it
of his
16
ACLs.
years?
16
really?
years. He's retiring, averaging 17 points per game for a total of over 12,500. He averaged over 5 assists for a total of 3770. He played for 6 teams: Chicago, Knicks twice, Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit, Memphis. If you're watched him in the past 10 years, you don't understand when people say prime D Rose, baby.
Or
Prime D
how about-
Could have
Rose.
been.
How about what could have been?
Yeah.
Exactly.
2010, that MVP season. Imagine
Oh.
never cooks his knee. What could have been?
My God, Prime D Rose, and you know what? The way that he played after that injury, he was out there. He was a gamer. A lot of people said he was a good coach to those younger guys out there. You know, made the game better. D Rose retired 16 years. Also, real quick in the NBA, there was an interesting trade that happened, and it's interesting because you don't see big marquee names getting moved between 2 teams that were solid playoff teams. The Knicks and the Timberwolves. K.A. Towns is now getting traded to the Knicks. In return, Minnesota's getting Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and a 2025 first-round pick.
Ooh, good for them.
I'll say this.
DiVincenzo, like that's a good one.
DiVincenzo, who was a part of the Nova Knicks last year, stepped up huge because Julius Randle and OG were out. Vincenzo was doing like 19 points a game after the All-Star break, hitting
nice.
4
Ooh,
points.
50-yarder, perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
53.
Yeah, he was hitting.
Oh, baby.
He was second in 3-pointers per game behind Luka Doncic after the All-Star break. So for him to go to the Timberwolves, and by the way, he'll be sitting on the bench.
Who?
DiVincenzo.
Yeah, not for
Oh,
long.
yeah.
The Timberwolves. When you look at their squad,
He's there 6
they're going to be stacked,
He's
man.
like 6th,
Ooh.
7th.
Oh yeah.
First or second off the bench, depending on who
Well,
they're playing.
Nas Reed is also on the bench, especially
that's
with
what I meant,
Julius Randle
depending
going.
on who they're
He
playing.
was
Well-
6th man of the year last year.
No, I think Randall will be on the bench.
To be honest,
I think they're eating that salary.
I think it's going to be tricky because Nas Reed and next to Rudy Gobert or Julius Randle next to Rudy Gobert.
It'll depend.
But even still,
for sure,
what
but
are you
yeah.
talking about? That's not. And not going to lie, like K.A. Towns to New York, the way that
he's from Jersey.
the way that he changed his game to let Anthony Edwards be the star, and he backed off a little bit. If he does the same thing there, the way that they're stacked with all those Nova players out there now, man, the Knicks could be this trade makes like crazy sense for both teams.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah.
It's wild. So there's only one other thing that I wanted to bring up on the old NFL, and that would be out of college football. Little story about a UNLV quarterback, Matt Sluka. After his 3rd game, and by the way, he was playing really well. He quit, and he didn't really quit. He said, "I'm going to redshirt." He self-redshirted.
Wait, you can do that?
After a certain amount of games, that was the... Yeah.
Oh.
He self-redshirted, and basically, it was over confusions with the NIL.
Oh,
He
My money.
he said that
Where's my money?
there was a verbal
What's that movie?
agreement from one of the assistant coaches for $100K.
Wow.
Keely is in this new movie.
And
the coach
Good for
can't
her.
directly pay them.
I'm really annoyed by this whole thing because
But no. What it was an assistant coach was the one who promised it to
yeah,
him.
yeah,
So like,
yeah.
the assistant coach probably talked too much.
That's like listening to a
Also,
military recruiter. They're going to promise you everything.
From
There's
what
no
I've read,
promises built in
this
fucking
guy knows
paper.
he's not making it to the league. Where he's just like, I need to
Yeah,
make,
he's trying to make
as
as
much
much-
money
yeah,
as I
yeah.
possibly
Yeah.
can.
I don't
in
have
this
a
window,
problem
which
with
I kind of
I
understand.
just wish they would have you should solve that before the season.
Yeah.
If you're
That's
not
right.
paid by then, or like
Yeah.
have that figured out.
And right, so now because of
Probably red flag.
a missed verbal agreement, which from a coach doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
This is you sign contracts for this stuff, but
Yeah.
he was off to a great start. Everyone was talking about him, and most likely there was someone else who's like, yeah, we'll take him. But it was really shitty. I'm really looking to see what the fallout is. NIL is getting better. It's not as messy as it has been other years, but now here's the next loophole.
It's still
Well,
not clear
okay,
cut.
so
Still not
Scott,
clear, yeah,
you
yeah.
may not know this, but you're a big basketball guy. Adrian Wojnarowski, Woj, is going to
R.I.P.
a school I can't tell you off the top of my head, but he's no longer going to be
North
an insider.
Bonaventure.
He's going to be the GM of a college basketball program,
Huh.
brokering like
It's where he went to
NIL
school.
and like how money's
yeah.
going to shake out
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
stuff.
He went to
and
school
that's
there.
gonna become a new position in college athletics.
Sure.
Where like it's fine, like these players should
Yeah.
be paid, but it's
So
just
he's
like
kind of like an agent.
yeah, but it's just like
No,
that. Like
GM.
Woj just sort of breaking the
Oh,
ice
yeah,
on it,
a
but like
GM.
it
The better
won't
way
be
to
that
think about it.
insane
Yeah,
in
that's
5
cool.
years.
That's
It's just
cool.
like yeah.
All right. How about we get on to a little bit of just the worst?
Oh, I have an NFL.
Yeah. Oh,
That
sorry.
is really important for our New York fans.
Okay,
Specifically
okay.
if you're a New York Mets fan.
Oh.
One of my colleagues is a diehard Mets fan. Diehard. And I know most of you don't give a shit about baseball.
I fucking love baseball.
A lot of trash.
My
Literally
Astros
my
are great,
favorite
so of
sport.
course I love it too. But the Mets...
They're awful.
So a week ago, the Mets were fighting neck and neck with the Braves for either to take the division or the wild card.
No, never the division.
Well, not the division. To get the one of the last two
The
wild
wild cards,
cards.
yeah.
Yeah. And never the division. Yeah.
Phillies had that locked
Phillies had
up.
it locked up. Yeah. But because of that fucking hurricane that came through, 2 of their 3-game series against the Braves were postponed.
They're gonna play tomorrow.
They're gonna play tomorrow in a
Doubleheader.
doubleheader. And the way it turns out is so fucked up. So if they each win one, they both make it in. They're both wild card teams.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
What?
And
If,
so already
if one of them sweeps, Arizona Diamondbacks make it in
gets swept in. Yeah.
because they won today.
Yep.
So,
So the way
If
that all the games
Arizona,
today
if
happened,
Arizona wouldn't have won today, they wouldn't have even played the
nope,
doubleheader.
they wouldn't
tomorrow.
have to. They both would have been wild cards. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
It's
if
it's fucking.
bad
I love
timing.
it. I
That
love it
sucks.
though.
But it's
you know?
awesome.
I mean, if you're a Mets fan or a Braves fan, like you fucking
Yeah.
call into work tomorrow and
Yeah.
you watch that because the first one's like 1:30.
I think
And
it's
you,
like,
like
2
you
o'clock,
fucking
yeah.
watch the like
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like you watch the first game, okay.
Tractor seats,
Whoever wins the next game influences everybody else.
So
It's
there's already
fantastic.
people asking like, do you throw the game if you win week?
Oh no
one,
no! So
the
they're
game
already
one?
like all the
But,
commissioners.
Louis-
they're all fucking like no. We want to see 2 real fucking games because
Yeah, they already
if they
named
go 1-1, they're both
Luis
in.
Severino's pitching game 2 already. They named it. He's like a
Yeah,
good pitcher
yeah,
for the
yeah.
Mets.
Well,
like
but-
they're not bugging
But
around.
also, I'm really curious. Like, what are the in general, not per team, but like, I would guess that in a doubleheader, the amount of times that it's split is probably
We're gonna
like
get
in my mind
Josh
like
Allen
75% of the time
Yes.
doubleheaders are split.
Oh, I don't know. I
Sweeping
should've looked that
doubleheaders, I wonder about that.
There
But
is that.
yeah, I feel like it's not uncommon. So
Because we saw the only doubleheader I've been in attendance at was actually in
This
the
game
Phillies,
is not out of reach.
and they lost
We
the
got
first one
Josh
and
Allen's got
destroyed them in the second one. So I don't know if it's like that wild of a switch.
Yeah.
It depends on
Yeah.
your pitching staff,
Right,
who you have to
right.
go, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But like I love
This
like
is not
and like
good,
most
Gravy.
people that even like casually like baseball, they love playoff baseball. They love
Right,
postseason
right.
baseball. You know that October run. But like to have a little mini one before the postseason
Yep,
starts,
yep.
like oh,
that's awesome.
and to make it a double header because of a fucking hurricane, like I don't think that's ever happened before. Fucking fantastic.
All right, what do we got for
This year,
oh,
it's a 46% chance to sweep on the year. There's been 13 doubleheaders this year. they've
Okay, so
swept
it's closer to
46%
50% than I
of the time.
thought.
So
but-
it,
okay.
Well,
so
All
there's
right.
a chance.
Okay. All right.
It's hovered around that all
so
the
you're
time.
saying there's a
So
chance.
you're saying there's a
So
chance.
you could see Arizona playing. I guess the Mets might want to just say
Yeah.
fuck the Braves, like because they hate the Braves.
And the D-backs just going like, come on.
Yeah,
come
right.
on, one of you. Come on, one of you.
Yeah, they literally are rooting for whoever wins the first game.
Yeah,
please
and they're
win
rooting
again.
for that.
Yep, yep.
Like that's so random. They don't know who they care in the first game.
All right, on to just the worst. Eric, you got to adjust the worst today?
Oh,
I don't know.
it's himself.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no.
shitty producer. I'm the worst.
My just the worst, actually, I think, is going to be Oklahoma trying to think they can succeed in the SEC.
Oh,
Fair enough.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I have a fairly lengthy one.
Okay. Does it involve Brett Favre?
It does. Holy shit.
That is mine also. That is
Fuck
mine
that
also.
guy.
So okay, I have another one. So I'll let you do the Brett Favre
Hey,
one.
So, and I'll tell you what, and I...
Wait. Is it about the reporter, the journalist?
No, it's about the hearing that was taking place based on the misappropriation of funds.
Okay, you go first then.
Okay,
Maybe
so
these aren't the same.
So in a I don't know if it was probably a state hearing, state congressional hearing, the misappropriation of funds, where essentially they moved funds meant for poor
welfare funds.
welfare, to fund really a couple things. Some were towards moving money to a university to get his,
It's
you
not
know,
going to be looking
The new
good, buddy.
volleyball
Yeah,
stadium
yeah.
for his daughter.
but also,
Over might
but
be
also
smart
there's
for
some stuff
halftime.
about some investments that were being made and some tax breaks and things like that for this
bring
company
it.
that was helping with some research, right? So listen, there's a time and a place to talk about things, okay? And the fact that you're in a hearing talking about misappropriation of funds, and in that hearing for the first time ever, you bring up the fact that concussions actually increase the chance of Parkinson's by quite a bit, right?
Oh.
And so
Now
this
he
company
has it.
that's working on some
He said he
Parkinson
has it.
drugs and things like that, and he said, and I was recently diagnosed with it, you piece of shit. That's not the time and the place to do it.
Did he say you piece of shit?
No,
I
think
said
he-
you piece
Oh,
of
okay.
shit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me
So
right
he
now?
like the heavy fucking pity vote.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't think it does anything.
Just
he's,
the worst.
He's literally being investigated. Like
Yeah.
he's not gonna.
Yeah, listen,
He's not getting away.
you're pulling everything out of your bag. I get it, but
Yeah.
man, oh man, like we're just trying to help Parkinson's because I have it too. Fucking asshole.
There's
But-
lots
but
of
we
well-known actors that have Parkinson's.
Yep.
Michael J. Fox, of
Yep.
course, is like top
Absolutely.
of
But
the
we
list.
know
There's
for a
like a
fact
bunch of
the
other
money that
ones.
he donated
never
was
pulled
for
that
like
shit.
a gym too. By the
Oh,
way.
that's exactly
we
it.
know
right, yeah.
that's not true.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
lying.
Right.
So this goes hand
even
in
worse.
hand with my just the worst. That is also about Brett Favre, not directly though. So the journalist that investigated and broke the story in Mississippi of like, oh, this fucking shit that Brett Favre and the fucking governor is doing and the president of the college to like steal from these welfare funds to misallocate funds basically. So that happened like about a year ago, a little over a year ago. Her name was Anna Wolf. She won the Pulitzer for her journalism.
Oh,
Like,
Anna Wolf
for her
is awesome.
investigative
She's
like,
great.
shit. She's like fucking 28, 29. She's fucking young. The paper, the Mississippi Times, Mississippi Today. It's a non-profit news outlet. Like, it's not like one of the big fucking ones. Like,
No,
they're-
she's a good journalist.
and like she's a good journalist. She has so now
She does more than just sports
the
too, I think.
then governor is suing her and the newspaper the news outlet she worked for, because it's all digital, not a newspaper.
Yeah.
One for defamation of character against both of them, suing the newspaper itself for disenfranchisement of opinion, some bullshit fucking thing.
Okay.
Both of them trying to get a judge to get them to be in contempt of court because they won't share their documents before a trial is set, you know? The judge in the case, the state judge in Mississippi, has said, you need to produce these documents, you need to produce your sources, you need to produce all of this information, all in clear violation of the fucking U.S. Constitution. And it's only because it's this little bitty fucking news outlet that doesn't have money to fight back.
Right.
She is a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist for her investigative reporting on this fucking issue that clearly pointed out how fucked up all of Mississippi is, you know? And now she's being fucking thrown under the bus. Like, just the fucking worst. Like, Brett Favre,
she's being
do
screwed.
fucking
God
better.
damn it.
If
God
you're a
damn it.
politician
Yep.
in Mississippi,
Yep.
do fucking better.
Yep.
If you're running for election this year in Mississippi, run against all these kinds of pieces of shit motherfuckers. Just the fucking worst, you know?
This is
A little
a sports
late with
podcast.
44
and it's
days
supposed to be
to the
lighthearted,
election, but I
can
feel
talk
that.
to you separately
Right?
about
Yeah.
a Mississippi court
Yeah.
case that I listened to on a true crime podcast where injustices are still alive and well in
Oh, yeah,
Mississippi.
yeah.
Okay.
Steve, you got to adjust the worst for us? Doesn't have to be as political as we made it.
No,
I mean,
but-
I was-
It's sports related.
I would say I'm not going to talk about it, but I got two. The main one that I won't let's not discuss would be what's happening in Lebanon, but the real one would be the Oakland Athletics leaving.
Oh.
Oh,
55 years they were in Oakland.
No.
They're being shipped to Vegas. They're going to play 2 years in a AAA stadium in under 100-degree weather. Still don't have an actual stadium even confirmed to be built yet in Vegas. They're all leaving because the billionaire owner couldn't get enough money from the local community
Three
just
times.
for
Three
renovations.
times. Yep.
It's all just bullshit. He could have fronted the fucking money.
Yep.
We know this owner has always been known for Moneyball type bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's moving them to Vegas to, I don't know if he'll make money, but
After the first
it
bid,
shouldn't happen. They lost
a
the
billionaire
they lost
will
the
make
Raiders.
money in Vegas. I think he'll make money
Yeah.
in Vegas.
Well, I just mean baseball. Who knows if they'll be like popular enough?
No,
but
but
I just mean
well,
the
Jerry
community,
Jones will be part owner, I'm sure.
the community lost the Raiders, the Warriors, and now they lost
That's
the
it.
Athletics.
That's the last
55
one.
years.
Sucks, yeah.
Nothing is in Oakland.
Yep.
It's way more popular to be a sports team there than I
Yep.
think in Vegas. And
Because
that,
if you
that
live in
is
that part of
awful.
LA, you can actually get to a fucking game. You
Because
know?
Vegas, the Vegas fans in those stadiums,
Are
they're
usually
not
just
they're-
visitors.
Right? There's so many tickets
So
that are
once-
getting comped through. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
as opposed to the fandom in Oakland was so
And when you
strong.
Yeah.
when you gave them a good product, they were there. Like,
Yeah.
and they barely gave them a good product. Let's be honest. But Moneyball just succeeded for 2 or
Yeah.
3 seasons,
Right.
and they fucked over the fans, and that shouldn't happen. That community has to find a new team
Yeah.
to root for.
It would be like
and why?
it would-
Because
it
their
would be
because
like
their
if Terry-
tax dollars didn't go to a bigger stadium when they're already driving on shitty roads.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
come
it would-
on!
It would
It's
be like
such
if
a
St.
stupid
Louis
thing.
and the Cardinals, like they're a
Yeah, it
baseball
happens
city.
too often.
Like that,
Yeah.
that's a base.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it would be.
And it's only because the owners always want this giant mega stadium. you
Yeah,
know?
or they don't want to pay a little bit
Yeah, they
extra.
don't wanna pay,
It's
right,
always
yep.
they like, oh, I'm gonna pay this amount. That should be enough. And bull crap.
Like even with the city when they barely contribute or they equal your contribution.
yeah.
The owners still
And I
make
even think
like
that's crazy.
12% a year on
'Cause
the
it's not.
investment.
It's not
you
like
know?
it's not like these. The city can get walking people and they get parking a little bit, but like, and it funnels money into it. But so much of it goes straight to the owners. Actually,
Yep.
like,
Oh yeah.
the stadium should have nothing to do with local people
Nope.
putting that in our tax dollars.
Yep.
Like that should go to schools and so much better stuff.
So to summarize on NFL, rich people are fucking awful.
Yeah, they're kicking our asses.
Vote. Vote.
All right, hold on, Eric. You got a squeak streak for us?
So
Oh,
I do
yeah.
have a squeak
We got
streak.
we got to first look back at
Well,
last week's.
First, last week's streak was that the Eagles don't get any sacks from edge rushers.
and that was wrong.
And it was wrong.
Okay.
They had one. They had one.
The world is right again.
Brendan
Thank
Graham,
you.
the defensive end, got one.
This week is Andy Dalton will have 2+ touchdowns 3 weeks in a row.
Oh.
He's
Okay.
He's
Okay.
got one more. He needs
Okay.
to do one more.
All
I
right.
don't know who
All
we
right.
play next week.
All right, nice.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Oh, sorry, and you got a little something for us?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh, James Cook, ouch.
So
You gotta
Wait,
get
hold
that.
on. Oh, damn it. I was really hoping they had a bye week. Because you didn't look at that, did you?
last week I had a bit of a conspiracy theory going, but this week I have some peer-reviewed stuff going on, and if
Greg doesn't count as a peer review.
Do you know what peer
Thank
reviewed
you.
means,
yes,
sir?
so I have some peer-reviewed stuff going on.
That is a picture, oh shit, of your dog wearing sunglasses.
So it's peer-reviewed.
All right.
With
yeah.
an apple.
Correct.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
apple makes
Yeah.
it official.
That is a peer, and you were
Come
both
on, you're a
reviewing it. The
professor.
apple.
Peer reviewed.
The
Okay.
apple clearly.
So
is
I'm going to use some
academic.
mental gymnastics. Okay. So we're agreed this is peer reviewed. All right.
I abstain.
99 calories. Thank you.
The title I'm going with is Derek Thomas's Vietnam War period. JFK's assassination created a Hall of Famer. Period.
Oh my God. Okay.
You have
Okay.
prepared a dissertation. Okay.
Okay.
I'll say
John-
this: definitely not from
See,
Cambodia.
Do you see what I'm doing? Okay.
No Hall of Famer came from Cambodia.
Okay. John Fitzgerald
Yes.
Kennedy.
All right, let's go. Come on.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born into obscurity sometime in 1917. Due to the lack of wealth, status, and influence his family had, little is known about his childhood education, family members, or military service.
That's a fact.
During
Yep.
World War II.
Yeah.
Some were saying stolen valor. By sheer tyranny of will alone, JFK enters the political arena in 1947 after having not served in the Navy. Through a pull yourself up by the bootstraps attitude and nothing but grassroots financial donations, he climbs the political ladder to the nation's highest office. Boom. Okay. His platform: maintain the status quo of the 1950s and an adamant attitude we will not step into the future scientifically, socially, or geopolitically. Source: Miss Miller, 7th grade civics and economics class.
I was gonna say I don't
Grafton
think that
Middle
was his
School.
platform.
Okay, so now we got JFK involved. December 19th, 1948. Robert James Thomas is born. Unlike JFK, because he was a black man born in the 40s, I found plenty of info on him. For instance, he spent time in Florida at some point and became an Air Force pilot. April 17th, 1961. JFK is galvanizing the blue collars, a man of the people, which the U.S., specifically the CIA, conducts the failed Bay of Pigs invasion in Cuba
pages.
to overthrow Castro. At this point, JFK has also sent special forces and CIA to Vietnam to get a lay of the land and what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah. Right.
As you do. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Okay, number 4. Explain domino theory to Scott.
What is
So,
happening
okay,
right
so
now?
Scott, so
You mean the
domino
butterfly
theory.
effect?
No, domino theory of war. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Once
Next, the
one
horseshoe
nation
theory.
fell, multiple would. And so we gotta go to South Vietnam to make sure that doesn't happen. So we've crossed that board. Okay, so we're, putting the brakes on that. Number
all this
5,
crap.
Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara and CIA leader
George Bush.
John McCone entered the chat. They want JFK to send troops to Vietnam in '63. In an act of defiance against God and the military-industrial complex, JFK doesn't want to send American boys 10,000 miles from home to a country that has been fighting for its independence for 1,000 years. Pussy. October 11th, 1963.
She says pussy in his notes.
Secretary of Defense and CIA Director John McCone have a 10 a.m. tea time at the Brambleton Regional
I
Golf
wish all my
Course.
history classes at Seton Hall were like this. It's a lot easier.
McCone tells McNamara he will set up something in Dallas next month.
No. Know where this is going.
JFK
Wait, that was
killed.
where he was shot.
LBJ enters
Spoiler
war. January 1st, 1967, Derek Thomas born in Miami. In 1972, his dad's plane was shot down and he was killed. According to Derek, he channeled his rage and anguish for the football field.
Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this a lot now.
Had JFK not been killed by the CIA, we would have not gone to Vietnam and Derek Thomas would have been the next Bob Ross instead of trying to kill QBs for a decade. A tale of what ifs, could have beens, might have beens, should have beens. Skunk Hunter reporting for Half the Distance Live.
Who's Derek Thomas?
Oh,
He knows who Derek Thomas
you
is.
know, you know. That was a lot of U.S. history to get to Derek Thomas, but it was well done, sir. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Well researched.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks a lot, JFK.
There was
Now my
no-
dad's dead. I'm going to
there
go
was
take it
no
out on the
reason.
football field. All right, hold on. To say that we are running long is an understatement, so we're going to cook through next week's scores and predictions. Not scores, predictions. Are we done with this week? No. Are we going to talk about next week? Yes. Too bad. Deal with it. Suck it up.
That's right.
Pussy.
I literally have said pussy in your fucking dissertation.
All right, Brian, why don't you lead us through?
All right, so we start with Tampa Bay going to the Falcons.
Yeah. Tampa Bay Falcons. I gotta go Tampa Bay. They're cooking big time, man. Like, I like it a lot. Give me Tampa.
Yeah, I don't see Baker sliding down anytime soon
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Yeah.
I got Atlanta.
Yeah.
Division rivals love it.
Yeah. And home pick. I like it. Eric.
What's
Tampa.
that? You can say-
Right.
And this is one of the picks that Matt, when he was sending us his teams to pick, he picked the Buccaneers and the Falcons.
Oh, okay. Well.
So
must
I
be
don't know
nice.
if that's a tie or.
All right. Well, we
impressive.
Hold on. Let's flip his koozie. All right.
No. Flip the Green Bay one.
I flipped the Green Bay one. Fair enough. All right. Tampa Bay will be the Packers side.
All right.
Atlanta will be the blank side. Matt goes for.
Yeah, oh, fuck, goes for Tampa.
All right. Fine. Damn it.
Next up, we have the Sunday morning game in London.
London.
Big reminder for you fantasy footballers, that is a 9:30 a.m. game Eastern Standard Time. So
6:30
fucking
from the
set
West
your
Coast?
team.
Oh,
A
no.
6:30 West Coaster. You're fucked.
Yeah.
Yep.
Set your team as you stumble out drunk from the bar on Saturday.
As we mostly do, anyways.
Jets, Vikings. I'm going Vikings. I don't see how the
Vikings.
Vikings don't take
Vikings.
it. You know?
Vikings.
Yeah.
This is also the other one that Matt fucked up, so he gets to flip for this one.
Ooh.
Excuse me.
So Carolina, Chicago. I'm assuming. Or
What?
is that not where you're on? What do you want?
No, still Jets, Vikings.
He didn't do Jets Vikings.
Yeah. Oh, he picked his Bears.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. Hold on. Jets Vikings. Jets will be the logo side. Vikings will be blank side.
All right. Ah, damn it. All right.
Can't we just try to screw our friend over once?
I know, damn it.
God.
He's going with the spread, I guess.
Ugh.
All right, we have the Ravens going to the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
And, like, the Bengals today, much
Yeah.
better. Are
yeah.
they really good again? I don't know.
So even though it's Cincinnati at home, I'm gonna go Baltimore because I think their defense is strong. And as we're watching right now, they are taking it to Buffalo. Not that I would count Buffalo out in the second half, but yeah, give me Baltimore.
Yep, I'm the same, and Matt is the same.
All right.
Yep.
What do you got?
Cincy.
Cincy.
Going Cincy.
I mean,
I love at home teams. For
oh yeah,
divisional
yeah.
games.
It's so tough not
And
to.
I think Cincinnati's D line can fuck with Baltimore enough where it'll
yeah.
be a really close game the whole
Yeah.
time.
and that's going to be
Joe
the close part.
Burrow can still score on them too.
if Cincy's back in form, let's be honest, they're the one to beat.
Hickinson on the Bengals,
Yeah.
their DN has just been so good.
Well, Eric's not here, so I think we need the Kusi flip.
Okay, all right. Let's give him. Well, let's get his picks afterwards. We'll have him fill him in.
Okay,
That's fine.
okay.
Yeah.
The Bills visit Houston.
Bills, baby.
I'll tell you what. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really stuck on this one. I'm gonna go with Houston as the home team advantage, and I have no other reason than that because I think this could be a fucking badass game.
Yeah,
I want-
it should
I
be
want
a
it-
good game. It's
I
weird
want
it's at 1
40s,
o'clock.
you know?
It's weird it's at 1 o'clock.
Maddie
it will
is
be a good
picking the
game.
Bills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm torn. I am kind of a de facto Texans fan. I don't think the Texans are where they can be yet. But if they can do it against the Bills, that'd be a great fucking win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pick Texans.
Okay. Yeah.
Cause I think
Yep.
so.
Yep. Yep.
Pretty sure Eric's gonna pick the Bills. Panthers at Bears.
Bears.
I'm going Bears at home. And it's the same thing as
The only way we win the game is Andy Dalton tears his ACL and Bryce Young
Yeah.
has to play the game, and there's somehow like a God thing where he's like, "This is the team that traded away my pick." Like, I don't think there's a way we. Their defense is really good, so I think Andy Dalton will still score another 2 touchdowns.
Okay, one. Andy
No,
Dalton, one
I think-
touchdown. Chicago wins.
I think we'll score 2 touchdowns then. Maybe like we get
Yeah.
close where he hands it off.
Yeah, right.
But I think like their defense will hold us kind of like the Bengals did today, where we just can't keep up by the end of the game.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Sadly,
Yeah.
No,
sadly.
that makes sense. Cleveland at Washington.
No way I pick against Commanders.
It's Washington,
what I saw
Washington
today.
at home.
Shit. No.
The way- like,
shit.
Not
I-
against Cleveland.
I don't care what Cleveland's defense can do. Washington's defense is solid, and they're definitely going to hold Cleveland to no points. Nick Chubb isn't even remotely ready to come back.
No, I mean he's practicing, but that's
yeah,
like
no,
two,
good.
that's like
yeah,
2
right,
weeks.
Right, yeah.
I think Watson probably has another dud like game. Maybe.
This could be maybe Washington is like slowed down a little bit because of the defense, but Washington at home, man. I hate to say it as a division
He'll
rival.
still
but,
score 20 points.
Yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be like 21-14
Yep.
or something.
Maddie did not have the ability to see the game today, so he already picked the Browns. Might be upset about that one.
maybe.
The Colts go to Jacksonville.
That's tough.
Like right now, without knowing who
I
the
want to
quarterback's
like.
going to be.
I want to like the Colts, but it's like maybe Jacksonville finally gets their first win.
That's my feeling too.
I-
I think it's going to be their
it's
first win.
at home. They kind of have. You have to get a win, right?
and you know what? Like, so Joe Flacco comes out, and now all of a sudden it's like, great. Let's say it's Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
They saw what he can do with that team. You can scheme against it. If it's Anthony Richardson, you know what he can do. You can scheme against it. Jacksonville, for an 0-4 team, I'm believing in them on this one. And at home, yeah.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
It's probably a very sloppy, high-scoring game, though. Like 30,
I'll take a
30,
sloppy-
Oh, yeah.
31.
Like a college kind of game.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
take-
like,
I'll take
really
that.
back and forth a lot.
That'd be
like,
great.
Yeah,
That'd be
a
great.
couple interceptions
Yep.
Yep.
for each
that'd be great.
each quarterback.
I'll watch that.
But, yeah,
There's probably like 4 turnovers
Yeah.
on each
ton
side.
of fantasy points to go around, but like I think
Oh, I do
Jacksonville,
love those games.
Jacksonville
Yeah.
will pull it out.
Yeah.
We haven't had a fantasy point heavy game all season yet, really.
Yeah,
like on
yeah.
both sides of the
Right.
ball.
Maybe no Minnesota Green Bay today.
Oh, today, yeah.
Even Aaron Jones without a touchdown still had over like 20 points because he
Yeah.
had almost 100
Yeah.
rushing and
Right.
receiving
Right.
easily.
Well, unless you started Jordan Love, then you got shit.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
that was I
Outside
guess
of that,
the
yeah.
QBs weren't
Yeah.
very good, but like you had Jordan Addison touchdown,
Yeah, yeah.
2 Packers touchdowns. It was good.
The Raiders at Denver.
Yeah, so the opposite of what we were just talking about. Like, we're saying, like, a good sloppy high score,
Does
Indianapolis,
Devontae
Jacksonville.
Adams play.
Is this not a repeat for what Denver just went through today?
Ooh.
Nah.
I don't think so.
Max Crosby might not play. Devontae Adams might not play. It might be a
Yeah.
little more of a
Right.
like backup players, sloppy game, high
Listen,
scoring.
I got Denver, though. Denver at home.
All right.
Bo Nix,
Bo Nix-
99
Bo
yards
Nix
in the
feeling
air.
comfortable
You know,
over
after
Minshew
throwing the
feels
ball,
better.
50 times for 99 yards, you know? Like, yep, that sounds about right. Yeah.
50 for 90.
No, I agree. Denver wins the game,
All right.
but I think it's going to be a somewhat better looking game.
I don't think it'd be as bad
Than
as
the
the Jets
Jets.
game
Yeah,
today.
than the
Yeah.
Jets.
Hopefully, oh my God.
Oh God, I
hopefully
hope
not.
not. Yeah, like back-to-back
Yeah.
shitty games for one team.
Mhm.
Oh.
No,
The Dolphins go to New England.
I'm going with the Dolphins.
I mean, like going with the
They
Dolphins.
gotta
I
get that
can't-
shit together at
I-
some
I
point,
can't
right?
trust New England.
Actually, you know what? You
I
know
think
what?
they get it together next week.
You know what I'd
Sorry,
really like to
tomorrow.
see? I'd like to see Tyler Huntley step in the
He
Dolphins.
is.
Over Skylar Thompson, he is? Okay,
they
good.
announced
Okay,
that.
good.
He's
Oh,
playing
good.
tomorrow.
Yeah, nice. Appreciate it.
That's what I think they're going to win.
Because
tomorrow night.
we talked about like what we liked about him when he was in Baltimore,
Yeah.
and how the way he played behind Lamar Jackson, it was like,
He
all right,
played like Lamar
He
Jackson.
can play like Lamar.
He fits better than Skylar Thompson.
and I think what he can do there, yeah.
Oh, behind
so,
Tua, definitely.
Oh
yeah.
So yeah. Oh, if that's the case,
Yeah,
like,
it's the wrong offense for Skylar
Oh.
Thompson. Yeah.
man,
No,
I'm
it's-
yeah. Oh, nice.
He
yeah.
needs like Derrick Henry and a big O line, like,
yeah.
and tight ends. So, no, it's. But
So
they should be better.
the Cards at the Niners.
Niners,
Dude.
I can't.
I mean,
Unless Trent Williams is missing.
I really think the Cards have it in them to be spicy all season, but Man, I don't care. Right now, it doesn't matter.
Like
Like,
after today, Jesus.
right?
Yeah.
The Niners
My
are a
God.
very good team.
Yeah.
They
And
are.
as long as Trent Williams is
Debo
playing,
and Kittle were back again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, you know, they
They're
weren't.
just-
They were gone last
again,
week.
they're just
Yeah,
they're too good.
They were 29ers last week. This week they're back to being the 49ers. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't hear what I'm not saying.
Don't hear what I'm not saying.
The Niners played good today. They're not back to where they can be.
No,
Even McCaffrey's out for another couple of weeks, but still,
I mean
like,
they said he's like rehabbing this week. I don't
Yeah.
know what that really
Yeah.
means, but it sounds like they're saying it's a little bit.
And I think
closer.
Debo wasn't back to full form today.
yeah,
I think they're also trying to figure out like Juwan Jennings, like getting him involved. Like it's still a little bit weird, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's really lighting it up. So like, how do you now start scheming for him? You know, when you have Debo and Ayuk, like if they start bringing him in more often, it's fucking terrifying.
I'm surprised that they have so many plays for Jennings, where when they just signed Ayuk in the offseason, it was
Yeah.
such a big deal that
Yeah.
they didn't trade him.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
and they said multiple times like we don't want to trade him.
yeah.
I mean, it shows just how good they are, like every
Yeah.
level of the organization. But it's also weird.
well, they
I
have
wonder.
so many.
I wonder if
players,
that
yeah.
leads them somewhere at the trade deadline where they're like, we need to get a defender,
Maybe,
or is Christian
yeah.
McCaffrey too hurt?
That's
I don't know what it does.
I'm not gonna lie, that's brilliant though.
People will like
Yeah.
trade for Ayuk. It was already wanted,
Yep.
but people
Oh, yeah.
will trade for
Yeah.
any of those three. I
Yep.
think.
Yep.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's interesting. It just shows how freaking good
Yep.
they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
John Lynch. No.
Smart.
Yeah. It's
Smart.
him. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. All right. Packers at the Rams.
Packers finally get back to
Hey.
a W.
I got the pack. As you know, the Rams are just so damaged right now.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, better today, but
better today, but
still, yeah.
and I tell you, what, I don't with 3 fucking interceptions today.
I would only
The Packers were still a good team out there. Jesus.
the Rams being better today. Those just shows like Sean McVay is just a really good coach.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're just
Yeah.
so beat up, and they still like the game was ran well. Like they slowed
Mm-hmm.
the time down. They tried to keep it like it was just.
Yep.
But they're
I'm-
just
they're
running out
still
of players.
lost.
They're just running out of no, but they're just running out of players.
Yeah.
Oh, side note: Matt Stafford surpassed Eli Manning for career yardage. He is now number 10.
Love it.
I thought you were gonna say
Love it.
interception because he threw one today.
No, love
And I was
it.
like, that
Love
is a
it.
stat him and Manning were.
So
like, pretty
he
good
was
with.
higher before that, and then so he's like 2 yards more than Eli Manning. It was better when he
Nice.
broke it,
Yeah.
and then the interception afterwards.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Eric, Packers at Rams. Who do you pick?
Packers.
All right, we're Packers across the board.
Yeah, I think they get right.
The New York Giants visit the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, give me the Giants and shut up about it, okay?
Seahawks.
Also, I
Could
said-
we retroactively I will go through some picks.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah, we're gonna
decided
do it,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Giants versus Seahawks.
They were gonna flip actually for you.
Seahawks.
I'm picking the Giants. I'm with Scotty on this one. I liked what I saw from. I'm about to say this.
It's in Seattle though.
From Daniel Jones.
but it's
I-
in Seattle.
It's hard to say
On
out loud,
Thursday.
isn't it?
I liked what I saw. Like, okay, are they amazing plays? No, but is he getting better at like a 4-yard dump that is on target, on time, that allows the receiver to do something?
Actually, you're forgetting
He's
2
getting
years
better.
ago when they were gifted their playoff spot by someone else playing bad. but that was when everyone was like, Dayball's doing great things out there. Daniel Jones was efficient as all hell.
Oh.
We saw it then, and then last year the injury, and then he took so many steps backwards to start the season.
Yeah.
But so we know it's in there, so it's not crazy. But
I'm not saying they're a good team.
no, we're not saying
I
they're
just-
a good team.
I got a feeling they can take Seattle next week. You know?
Seattle's not as rock solid as I thought they were going to be this year. So
I don't think they're rock solid. I just think
yeah,
the
that
East
was
Coast team traveling to Seattle never really good for
Yeah,
them.
That's
Fair
usually
enough,
tough. Yeah.
Especially we're talking about the Giants.
The Cowboys at Pittsburgh.
Is that Monday night? Or
Nope,
Sunday
no,
night?
that's the Sunday night
that's the
game.
Sunday
No, it's
night
actually a
game.
good Sunday night game. Thank God.
ready? Give me Pittsburgh.
No,
Put it in the
he
book.
Had to,
Put it in
Maddie
the
is
book.
going with Pittsburgh as well.
Pittsburgh defense, and obviously he's going at home, but he's Justin Fields. I know that's his boy,
Yep,
but also
yep.
hey, Dallas is
Fields had
fallible,
a
man.
great game
No,
today.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but-
I think Steelers at home is
That
like
was
a
so
tough matchup, no matter who you are.
And Dallas is
Cowboys
not.
have not looked good.
No.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
They're gonna be. I doubt Parsons plays. A high ankle sprain.
That's
Yeah.
a huge.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
I
game
know he
changer,
got 3
too.
extra
Yeah.
days because it was Thursday.
Yeah.
DeMarcus Lawrence is already out.
When they call it a high ankle
can't think
sprain,
of
that
it.
always seemed to be the longest recovery.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
because that one hurts the most. You
Yeah.
can't wrap that up as much.
Right.
The
You know
lower one, you can just put a shoe and a brace
Yeah.
in the sock, tighten that up really tight, and then tape that up, and you kind of just are. You just don't have much mobility going right or left, but it doesn't hurt as much.
Yeah.
So I don't
Oh,
ever want to pick the
God.
Cowboys for fucking anything. You just convinced me not to. Thank you.
Hey, Eric, who you got?
Drew
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
All right.
Oh. And the Monday night
Damn,
game.
wait,
the
if the
Saints
Cowboys
at the
lose
Chiefs.
that game, that's a crazy. They'll be what, like 2-5, 2-4. Sorry, I'm adding a week.
It's game 5.
Yeah.
Week 5.
Yeah, sorry, 2-3.
Yeah.
That is very bad though for the Cowboys.
You know what?
Yeah.
When they do go 2-5, we'll be like, nope, Steve
Dude,
called it.
He said it.
I called it. Yeah.
He said it.
They lost 3 in a row.
He's like, wait, I'm not supposed to share the future yet. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. No, but it's just like wrapping my head around that. It's like
I thought that was
really
a
thought the
DeLorean in my
Cowboys were going
driveway.
to come so much better.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought
so,
they were
so
going
did
to
all
be
their
better.
fans.
Yeah. Wow. Especially after week 1 in Cleveland.
Yep. Yeah.
But that's a tough matchup.
Monday
for them
night game.
in Pittsburgh.
Saints at Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Dude, I want to say the Saints so bad. I really do. I can't convince. If it was New Orleans at home, I think that would be enough to push me over the edge. Because Kansas City doesn't look great. They're down another
What's the date
fucking
for that
receiver.
game?
They're down a running back. Let's talk myself into it. Fuck it. Put me New Orleans. Put me New Orleans. I don't care.
I thought it would be the odd man out. So at some point, Kansas City luck has got to falter. They are playing like shit.
Yeah.
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
They are not playing well at fucking all in any regard. They got to lose at some point before they have that like fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
we got to fucking wake up. What the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
Which they have had the last couple of seasons. I think the Saints have a good chance of putting that game on them. I really do.
Yep. Eric, what do you got?
They said Chiefs.
Okay, sorry.
Steve?
Steve?
No.
Chiefs? All right.
All right.
I'm not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes.
And it is
No
the first
way.
bye week, so if you're a Detroit, Chargers, Philly, or Tennessee fan, you get to relax and just talk shit about all the other teams next week.
We fully
Big bye
support
week
that.
for Philly.
I'm a-
Big
Yeah.
bye week for Philly.
All right. All right.
They need it. Yeah.
So,
They need all their players back.
we've gone a full hour and a half, but it was a great show, great discussions. We had a great guest in. Thanks for joining us, Steve. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you,
Sure,
Steve.
thank you. Yeah,
Um,
it's
we had-
nice having
Bills
someone
need to come back.
that knows
but-
football.
we had a great history lesson again from the Skunk Hunter. And next week we will be back with Matty Facts. I also imagine that he'll get back onto doing his weekly podcast, Straight Facts, homie.
Yeah, he couldn't do that shit in fucking Europe. Come
Nah,
on, lazy
it's-
motherfucker.
yeah,
He's
ridiculous.
He's on vacation.
I wanted a really fucking drunk ass at Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Just
Let me tell you something about how the parent.
don't hear what I'm not saying.
Don't hear.
I would love,
hear what I'm
I
not
would love
saying.
to hear the facts that he found out in Germany.
Yeah.
Those could be some interesting facts.
Maybe.
Things
Maybe.
we
It
can
could
learn.
be. Yeah.
Listen. Anyways,
Guys,
I
there's
think
this
it's
weird
funny that
thing
he's
happened
leaving
in the 40s.
right before a football game actually happens in Europe.
yeah,
Yeah,
no kidding,
right?
right?
But it's a London versus a Germany game.
Yeah,
but
when he
still,
said
you
he
know.
was going to Germany, I like kind of thought he was going for a game. And I was like, wait, the Bears aren't there.
Yeah.
I was like, but it's like it is around that time. Like maybe it's like he won a contest.
All right.
What
So
a contest.
So that's it for us this week. If you're watching us on YouTube, sorry for the random weird faces we made when Skunk Hunter gave us a dissertation. Hopefully you tune back in. Although next week you got to see Matt. So
Well, you get to
and
see
you
this
saw
one,
him on
too.
Brian's
Yeah.
delightful shirt. So yeah. Also the Apple and the Spotify's for the podcast, and again, Matt's solo, the Straight Facts homie. Follow us wherever you can follow us, or don't. I don't know.
And if-
Comment wherever you can comment, or don't.
If you're listening while watching this game and you're a Bills fan, I hope we're a good distraction at least. Because oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with your Bills?
Yeah,
Hey,
21 to 3
corner.
go. Midway through the second quarter is pretty rough right now.
Oh.
But hold on, we're gonna sign off before we go on any further. So around the horn, we got our guest Steve. Thanks for coming in. We got the
Steve,
chair,
hell yeah.
Brian the Professor. We got
Hell
the
yeah.
great Skunk Hunter, Pepe Le Producer, the Up Greg, Scotty Stats, or as my birth name, that was changed through Ellis Island, Scott Nathan Staten. And with that, we're having this live, and we're out.